I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya. Let it all hang out. DNA brings the car people out. The artistic, so gifted. African ancestry gets it. Yes, they black owned for the people. In the roots they will find your sequel. Genetic test in the process, peaceful. Reunite, multiply with your equals. Black scientists, research it. Invest in that time, you're worth it. Experience feels so perfect. Get on the right path to your purpose. No other in the industry like this. Find your link to a tribe, precise kit. The Mende people, Mendenga, Volanta, the house. I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya. AfricanAncestry.com, the pioneers in genetic tracing for black people. Since 2003, doing what no other in the industry can do by tracing your DNA to the present day African country, ethnic group, or tribe. What better time than now to find out where you came from? Order your kit today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Okay, I see you. Mahawa's here. Valart's here. That's right, Valart. How can you really know where you're going when you don't know where you're from? You can't. You cannot know where you're going if you don't know where you're from. Good evening, everybody. I'm Gina Page, president and co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. As you know, we are the pioneers of genetic ancestry tracing for Black people around the world. And we are on a mission to help Black people transform the way we view ourselves and the way we view Africa. And we do that using your DNA. We're making all kinds of reconnections through DNA over here. So happy inauguration day. How are you guys feeling about the inauguration? What a day. What a day. Kara's here. Woo. I should clean my glasses. Let's see. Moni's here. God's child. I love it. Welcome. Welcome. Glad to have you all here. Did you all watch the inauguration? Any of the festivities? It was quite a sight. I'm an AKA. Shout out to all my sorors at Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. We celebrated one of our own becoming the first Black woman, the first South Asian woman to be the Vice President of the United States. And, I've been involved in the excitement, but hadn't thought much about the actual festivities. And then when I turned it on and I watched it, I was actually overcome. Regardless of your political beliefs, regardless of what you think about the system and how it does or does not work for us, representation does make a difference. And to see the representation there was just, it gave me pause and gave me a sense of pride. I'm curious how you all thought. Kara said the best day. Oh, you can't hear me, Juanita? I think other people can hear. Can you guys hear me? Max. Yes, the angels, ancestors from Africa showed up. Hey, yeah, it was truly, truly an amazing day. We were supposed to have Coach P on, and if you all remember, Coach P is from the MASH Collective, and MASH stands for Making Amazing Stuff Happen, making amazing shit happen, making amazing success happen, whatever you want the S to be. And that's exactly what happened today. Is something amazing happened today. And I don't think that she's actually going to be able to join us because of my technical difficulties. Had nothing to do with her, but I pulled one of her cards and I want to talk to you guys about which one I pulled. Cara says she's been glued to the TV. Yes, Michelle Obama shut it down, Charles. She did. No words, just speechless. She came in like a superhero, the superhero that she is, and the boss woman that she is, and yes, she did shut it down. Okay, thank you for that feedback. I'm glad you all can hear me. So I want to go over some things with you all. You know, here at African Ancestry, we are doing lots of new things. In September, we had the Remember Who You Are Identity Summit, and so many of you were there with us for that, where we explored all sorts of topics around helping us to remember who we are. We recently launched at the last month, actually, we launched our identity box, and I wanted to make sure I shared that with you all. Again, this is the African Ancestry Identity Box, and it's full of all different types of things to uh, help you and your family. So one of the things I've heard from people is that they're really making this identity box a family project. They've got the box has Black History flashcards from our friends at Urban Intellectuals, the history pre 1492. Okay. It's got a notebook in here, an identity notebook. It's got some recipe cards from top chefs across the diaspora. So we've got a Haitian chef, we've got two Southern American chefs, we've got a Dominican chef, and you know our girl Carla Hall, she always represents. So I've heard some people say they've made all of these recipes. We've got art cards, artwork from I Remember Who You Are artists in here. We got stickers and magnets. And the other thing that I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of is this Remember Who You Are study guide. And I think going in today made me realize that I had to brush up on some of my American history, right? There's so many questions that I have now that somebody who looks like me, who represents me, is in that level, is at that level of government. And I've been Googling and trying to make sure that I brush up on my understanding. Well, the Remember Who You Are study guide, which comes in the identity box, or you can get it separately. Look, it breaks down our video. If you guys remember the Remember Who You Are campaign video, and it breaks down identity, it breaks down history, it breaks down erasure. It's got, you know, all kinds of exercises, and you know, matching exercises with freedom fighters. It's got an HBCU exercise in here. It's got an Africa exercise, of course. It's got some family tree exercises. It has this incredible timeline so that you can see and explore our history, going back to Kemet, ancient Kemet. So I encourage you guys to check this out over at AfricanAncestry.com. I think you'll find that it's a great activity. Both the box and the book by itself are great activities for you, for your kids, for your family. So I want to make sure you all check that out. The other thing, I'm just talking. Hey, Avanti's in the house. Let's see who else we got in here. Michael Singler. So, yes, Michael Singler, I saw that you are one of the first people to sign up to join me on African Ancestry Family Conversations over on IG Live. And so in the AAOC, we posted this link. If you all remember back at the beginning of the pandemic, African Ancestry family members showed up every day from March 27th to May 31st. We went live every single day. And we talked, well, every single weekday, and we had a conversation with a different African Ancestry family member each time. And so we're bringing that back. I heard you guys, you asked for it back, and we're back. And so this is the link here on the screen. If you are an African Ancestry family member and you want to come chop it up on Instagram Live for a few minutes to talk about and share your African Ancestry experience, please go over to the link like Michael has done, Percy has done, and one other person so far has done. We've got 3 weeks in the can already. So I want to meet all of you. There was a time way back 18 years ago when I was familiar with every single person who took the test. I touched every result that came through our office for at least from 2003 probably until about 2012 or 13, so for at least 10 years. And now we have a bigger team, and so I don't get to touch everyone, but this is my way of getting to see you and know you and interact with you. So I encourage you to do that. Sign up. Lavera's laughing. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. Ivan, welcome, says God bless America and Africa. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Mike Dean says, where's her African ancestry? If you're talking about Kamala Harris, she has not taken our test. She can't take the matricline test, or she doesn't need to take the matricline test because she already knows her maternal ancestry. And so she would need someone from her father's side of the family to either take a matricline or a patricline test on that side. We don't hear her talk about that side of the family too much. So I don't know what's going on there, but we certainly are here for her whenever she's ready to do it, or anybody in her family is ready to do it. We'll be here. The other thing the other bit of housekeeping that I wanted to cover off on was, did you guys know that Sierra Leone is now giving citizenship to people who have taken our test? Sylvia, you're right on time. Having gotten your ancestry results among the Mende people of Sierra Leone, you can now get citizenship. And I just want to shout out and say congratulations to everybody in the African ancestry family who got their citizenship earlier this year. Um, it was something to see. It really was something to see. Of course, I was not there. I have not traveled, but even the littlest of kids now know that their ancestry is from Sierra Leone, and they now have rights as citizens of the country of Sierra Leone. And so this was an exciting day. I think this is the second round of people and who have taken our test who've gotten citizenship, and we're working very closely with the Sierra Leonean government on something for Sierra Leone independence. So there's some big things in the works there. And of course, as soon as we can get our family reunions back on track and we can travel the world, we will be going to Sierra Leone. And anyone who has taken an African ancestry test is welcome to join us on that trip, on any of our African ancestry family reunions. Actually, they're open to anybody who has taken an African ancestry test. Um, and shout out to our soldiers over in the AAOC, Foday and PC Hawa, and so many others who's Shavana, who were instrumental in lobbying to get citizenship for themselves because they had taken the African ancestry test, and they are so they're fully engaged in their Sierra Leone ancestry, and then for paving the way for others of us who trace to Sierra Leone, not me, but of the family, uh, to become citizens as well. And this is a model, right? This is a model for other countries that really that are serious about welcoming the children of Africa home, the children of the diaspora home. This is a real opportunity for other countries to engage and do their part to foster these connections. Hey, Corinne. Hey, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Warren, I'm glad you're here. Charles Murphy, as always. Mary Smith in the house. Mary Smith, your family member in Illinois, I think it is, should be receiving their package if they haven't already. I'm so happy to see all of you all here. So I know some of the people at the beginning said that they were glued to the TV for the inauguration. Let me see a yes. Just drop a yes in the comments if you were moved when you saw Justice Sonia Sotomayor swear in Vice President Kamala D. Harris. I just want to see in the comments if that moved anybody else like it moved me. Let's see. Okay, Moni said part of my matrilineal line is Mende. Warren, okay, Warren. So you said you love to share your story of back to Africa. If you're a family member, please go to the Calendly link. Maybe I should leave that up. I'm gonna put the Calendly link back up so that everybody can have that at their fingertips to know where to. Yes, 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 yes. It was an amazing and incredible day. And I can only imagine it was a little bittersweet because we weren't able to be there. I was at the second inauguration for Barack Obama, and the energy in the crowd, the energy, all the from when you get on the subway to where you get off the subway going downtown, and then all the whole path from wherever you got off metro to the Capitol. It was just electricity in the air, and I can only imagine what that would have felt like had we been able to celebrate with them and there was no pandemic. Nevertheless, celebrations aside, we all celebrated at home and we're all grateful. I want to make sure that I answer any questions that you all have since, as I mentioned, Coach P isn't going to be able to be on with us tonight. We're going to make sure we get her back on as soon as possible. Someone said in our last live with Coach P, said Coach P is African Ancestry's Deepak Chopra. So we definitely need Coach P's wisdom going into this new year and how we can manifest amazing stuff in our lives every day. Shout out to King Joseph, who's in the house. Yeah, LC said Justice Sotomayor mispronounced Kamala Harris's name. I noticed that and I was a little like, but then I thought maybe it's just an accent thing. Try to give her the benefit of the doubt. Um, okay, let's see. So, one spiritful, thank you for being here. Does anybody have any questions for me? I want to make sure I answer any questions that you have. About African ancestry, about the tests, about the process, about your results. I'm here to answer those questions. I'm still on a high from last week's Facebook Live where Dr. Johnson broke it all the way down, gave us lots of facts about the COVID-19 virus and vaccine. Um, it was really helpful. Again, these lives are more helpful for me probably than they are for you guys because I hadn't really paid much attention to the idea of getting a vaccine since I'm probably so far down on the list to get one. I figure by the time I'd be able to get it, there'd be plenty of testing and everything. But I feel a lot more knowledgeable now, having heard from him. Let's see. The T-shirt you rock of titled African Ancestry in yellow. Is it available? A yellow African Ancestry t-shirt, Charles? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. LC Wilkins said, I took 23andMe. I wish it broke down tribal heritage. Well, we can do that for you, LC. So if you want to know the present day African country and ethnic group that you share ancestry with, we can certainly help you with that. Oh, I'm glad that Travera. So, Travera, how did your mother respond to the results? I'm curious. How do we contact the Sierra Leone Embassy about citizenship? So, Derek, we'll put the information in the African Ancestry online community, and like I said, we're going to be working on that with them about how more people can take advantage of that opportunity to get citizenship. So we'll put that. It's on my IG page. It's normally black. Ooh, I don't even know. I don't think I have a yellow. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's the African ancestry with that was a one-off. Yeah, that was a one-off t-shirt. Uh, Charles, let me know what your size is. Put your size in the chat here, and I'll see if there are any more of those one-offs laying around. But that was definitely a one-off. Um, Kara seems to be getting a lot out of the African Ancestry online community. I'm glad to hear that, Kara. Um, oh yeah, Derek and Avanti posted in the comments how you can get in touch with It's the Monument and Relics Department of the Sierra Leonean government. But we'll have more specific contact information as time goes on. Oh, Max wants to know, since I'm on social media, which avails me to the diaspora, do you get requests from people in other countries? We absolutely do. We've traced the ancestries of people in 66 countries, Max. 66 different countries. So we certainly do. And that's one of the things we're focusing on for this year is highlighting African ancestry family that's abroad, outside of the North America, outside the United States. We see Canada. That's probably the country that the international group that we find the most often. Canada, Brazil, and the UK. And so you'll see more about those things. Oh, you know what? I forgot. You reminded me of something I wanted to share with you guys. Do you have a list of countries willing to grant African American citizenship, maybe with DNA confirmation? The only country I know of is Sierra Leone, Alicia. So no one had, Sierra Leone is paving the way for citizenship based on our results. Okay. Sylvia wants to know, when you have two results, do you go with both? Also, any way to narrow down the various Balanta groups like the Brusa? So when you have two ethnic groups, we deliver both to you because we found them with the same frequency. So you have the equal likelihood of being from one versus the other. When you start to do the research, you can often find some connection between the two groups because, again, these borders were artificially drawn, and so groups were forced to mix and also naturally mix over time. So you get to decide if you want to align yourself with one group or if you want to align yourself with both of the groups. Identity is a constantly evolving narrative of self. And so you get to decide which one you want to do, that you want to rock with. And then in terms of breaking down the Balanta people into subgroups, we don't have subgroups in our database. We only have the Balanta. And so that is the extent of what we can give you, which I'm really proud of. There's always more that we want. I'd love more. Others would love more. But I'm really proud of what we are able to give and the level of specificity that we have right now. And we're constantly working on how we can do more and help our African ancestry family members learn more about themselves through their DNA. So stay tuned. Travera said her mother was shocked. We have been talking about Africa and its people without knowing that I took the test. She was really focused on Ghana. Yeah, Ghana is a very popular country for very good reasons. And so for a lot of us, uh, our knowledge of West Africa starts and stops with the country of Ghana. But then there also may be some family folklore. Your mother, if our families are from Jamaica, there's some direct connections between Jamaica and Ghana. So there are all sorts of reasons why people um, expect Ghana. But in fact, that's one of the countries that is further down on the list in terms of popularity of results. The countries we find most often would be Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Nigeria, and then I'd say the fifth one is probably Liberia. Barry Payton's in the house. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, Travera, so you did get Ghana. Great. Thank you for the well wishes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there aren't very many people from Ghana. One of the other things I wanted to make sure you guys knew about, have you been following us on our Remember Who You Are page or on Instagram and Facebook? Because we recently revealed the ancestry of Celia Cruz. Did you guys see that over on africanancestry.com/remember? I'm going to pull that up for you because I want you guys to to see that. Okay, give me just a second to work my producer's magic. Okay, stop sharing. I'm going to share this screen so you guys can see it. And here we go. All right. So over at africanancestry.com/remember, we keep updating our Remember Who You Are campaign. And let me take this down because you guys have seen the Calendly now. But I wanted you to see that. Oops. This is what happens when you try and produce by yourself. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. I wanted you all to see all of the reveals that we've been doing. Okay, here we go. So if you scroll down here, we have Celia Cruz's maternal ancestry. And as you all may or may not know, Celia Cruz is the queen of salsa music. And this month at African Ancestry, we're celebrating all things Cuba. So we kicked it off with honoring Celia Cruz. We've had some playlists over on IG and on Facebook. We had a conversation with her nieces, and then one of her nieces took the matriclan test and was able to get her maternal line, which is also Celia Cruz's maternal line. And so the big reveal is happening over on YouTube or on the Remember Who You Are page or on IG, wherever you come into contact with African Ancestry. Next week, we're going to be talking with a tremendous Latin music expert, Bobby Sanabria. He's going to come on Facebook Live, and we're going to be talking about all things rumba music, all things Celia Cruz, all things African influence on Cuban music. And so I hope you guys will join me for that. I'm looking forward to him joining us. And we are doing our part to celebrate the entire African diaspora as it results to our ancestry. Faye wants to know, how do I start to trace my roots? So Faye, in terms of genetic ancestry tracing, I would start with you. If you don't know the ancestry of your mother's line, and we can take you back 500 to 2,000 years, then you would get a matriclan test kit. And the matriclan test uses DNA that you and your siblings have inherited from your mother solely. She got it from her mother and it was unchanged. She got it from her mother and her mother and her mother, all the way back for at least 2,000 years. That little bit of DNA didn't change. And so we take that DNA and unlock its code, compare that code to the DNA codes from Africans across the continent to look for a match. And when we determine a match, if we find the match in Africa, then we'll tell you the present day country and ethnic group. If we find the match somewhere else in the world, as happens, it happens. In fact, I learned today that of all of our test takers, whether it's a maternal or a paternal, all combined, we find non African results about 14% of the time. So there's a 14% chance if you take an African ancestry test that your result will come back non-African. And so that's how it works over here at africanancestry.com. But of course, Faye, if you are interested in looking up names and birth dates and birthplaces and more of that kind of information, lifestyle information about your ancestors, then genealogy would be the way to go for that. DNA can't answer those kinds of questions, but we can tell you where your people were before the transatlantic slave trade. Travera said her mother treated the certificate like a baby. Wow. So you have been researching Ghana and then the results came back Ghana. That's incredible. That's amazing. Okay, let's see here. Troy says, I love Afro-Cubans, LOL. They're they're super spicy. That's funny. Let me see. What else we got? Have I witnessed the result from the eastern side of Africa? So yes, We have occasionally seen some East African results in Kenya, in the Sudan. Um, we've had an Ethiopian result or two, but quite honestly, that Ethiopian result came from children who had been adopted. And so the parents were confirming their Ethiopian ancestry. They pretty much had an idea that that's what the result was going to be. We also see a number of results from Mozambique, which is on the east side, the southeast side of Africa off the coast. Uh, okay, Joseph wants to know about the process of Sierra Leone citizenship. So, Joseph, I don't have the specifics of that. Actually, the folks over in the online community who have gone through it have been would probably be your best resource. I know that there have been small groups of people who've walked through the process together, but we are working with the Monuments and Relics Commission to formalize the process, and so I'm going to be sharing more information about that as time goes on, leading up to the independence of Salone in April coming up. Oh wow, Charles got a Mozambique result. We've also found a handful of Madagascar results. So, okay, so I told you all about the identity box. I told you about the Remember Who You Are study guide. I reminded you about Celia Cruz. I hope that you come back next week. Bobby Sanabria said that he's going to actually demonstrate some Roomba rhythms. And so we're going to have a whole music session. If you remember last year during the summer, we had the group from Farafina Khan dance drummers. They came on and taught us about African rhythms. We got to get them back. I'm trying to think. I've answered your questions. Are there any more questions before I let you go? Uh, Corinne says, I'm a French Caribbean, and Celia for us is an icon. Thank you for all the work you do to connect us. And Corinne, if you all don't know, is an amazing shoe designer. I have the most beautiful pair of shoes from her. Can you drop your I don't have the information in front of me, otherwise I'd drop it in the comments, but can you drop it in the comments, Corinne? That I would love to share your shoes with everybody. Yep, I have your number in here, but I don't have your website. How many people know a black shoe designer? We don't have that many of those. And she hails from the country of Guadeloupe and makes the most beautiful shoes. African Ancestry Cruises, Tago, we've been asked, that has been suggested time and time again. I just don't, something about that is counterintuitive. Having a boatload of black folks going back home, I guess, on the ship. It's counterintuitive to me, but uh, we're going to start off flying and explore the land upon arrival at the airport, and maybe down the line there's a next generation. I don't know. Is anybody going to get on a cruise ship again after this pandemic? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Derek says, should I have an email from receipt of my Patriclan test by the lab? Yes, Derek. So actually, we have a new system. So what you will get, you should receive an email telling you to log in to the new status app, our new cloud-based system, where you can then check the status of your results. And each time there's a change to the status of your results, you will receive an email. So yes, you should receive an email. And if you also should have the tracking number for your swabs that you return to the lab. So hopefully you kept your tracking number and you can track it that way too. Let's see. Yeah, Charles, the last time we got on the ship, it didn't work out too well. That's kind of how I'm thinking. Yes, yes. Oh, here it is. Glow. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the glow us. Now I can't see. Glow Sambe. Okay. I want you guys to know about these shoes, and maybe we'll have her on. That'd be kind of cool. Corinne, would you come on and talk about your process of designing shoes. That would be fun. Okay, let's see. There's her site. So you guys definitely go check out her site and her shoes. Sisters are doing big things. Yep, I got it right. You, Kyra, what blues are you talking about? Will we do? Oh, blues music. That's so interesting. That's a great suggestion. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that to the list. See where we can incorporate the blues. I got it. I got it. I was like, what does she mean, the blues? All right. I don't see any more questions. If you all are good, I'm good. This is a short one. Um, I appreciate you all for being here with me. I'm gonna get Coach P back on here. I'm gonna get my producing and organizing skills. Don't forget to sign up for an African Ancestry family conversation over on IG Live. If you go in the online community, you'll see the link, and that would be really cool to compare the Tuareg music with the blues music, Cara. Good idea. I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of this amazing day of historical firsts with our first Black woman vice president from the first African American sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I just want to thank you all. Thank you for joining me, spending some time with me, and we will do it again. Well, we'll be on IG tomorrow at 6, and then we'll do this again on Facebook and YouTube next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Until we meet again, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be whole. Have a very good night.